Most young Singaporeans don't seem to have fond experiences of the wet market. They focus on the physical aspects, the loud chatter, the overpowering smell, and the notorious wet floors that these markets are named after. Everything that makes shopping there uncomfortable. Along with changing social and consumer preferences, this results in a reduction in footfall and a low desire from the next generation to visit. What they don't notice is the wealth of culinary and cultural heritage present, as well as the rich interpersonal relationships forged there. The meat hawker who offers a mother more finely minced meat for her toddler, the vegetable store auntie who watches a grandma's kindergartner while she shops, and even the banter between the fishmonger and durian hawker about last week's mahjong game. Therefore, to the initiated, apart from practical reasons such as price, freshness, and variety, the beauty and appeal of the wet market lies in its unmanicured warmth and sense of human touch. However, for those uninitiated, the rituals and conventions of the wet market are foreign, and these pre-established social groups are daunting to penetrate. Our existing wet markets are a complex system with many moving parts, with so many of them and multiple stakeholders in play. Transforming the perception and experience of wet markets by dramatically altering its physical architecture seemed too complicated, expensive, and unfeasible. I thus decided to focus on designing tools to help promote and kickstart these interactions, unlocking the wet market community for them, and hopefully facilitating the organic transfer of the knowledge and traditions of our wet markets. From my research, wet market trips, and interviews with vendors and patrons, it was important to consider these design insights and goals. 1. The design should help lower the barrier of entry when navigating the market both physically and socially. It should spark interest in and challenge the perception that wet markets are merely outdated places for groceries. And finally, it should not impede day-to-day market activities. I pivoted to designing for young parents as they were more likely to have the need and motivation to cook, and were also more likely to be more conscious about nutrition for their young children. Additionally, children were also a secondary and underserved target audience that were often brought along. I saw the design potential to position the wet market as an educational family excursion, as many young parents often look for activities to engage them. By elevating its status from a regular grocery trip to something that the kids can look forward to, hopefully, over time, the wet market will start to become a place that younger generations would want to visit. The kit consists of ingredient cards as well as an activity booklet with tasks that encourage physical and social interactions with the objects and people of the wet market. I user tested and iterated with multiple families, varying versions of my activity kit. The test sessions were very helpful as I got to see how families physically interacted with my kit in the actual wet market environment. On the first test session with a 4.5-year-old, I realized just how tiny children could be and that I had greatly overestimated their reading and writing ability. The dad had to lift the daughter up to see many of the ingredients and read everything on the cards to facilitate the activity, resulting in a more intimate and involved experience between the child and the parent. This closeness created opportunities for education, such as teaching the child how to order and giving them the opportunity to count coins, which I leaned into more heavily afterwards. It was an unexpected but welcome interaction that I decided was more engaging and thus fostered closer bonding. Subsequent changes to the cards facilitate and emphasize this shared parent-child interaction. The magnifying glass stayed as a welcome fidget toy for the kids. I switched out the text-heavy cards with illustrated pictures that could convey the message easily, and added informative facts with illustrations that parents could use as a springboard for conversations about food and where they came from. I made physical changes accordingly, creating more appealing designs, adding adjustable straps, and changing the carrier to a more conveniently accessible box design. Concurrently, I also had ideas of creating a physical map to introduce the stalls and vendors and share their stories in order to ease outgroups into the market. I started talking to and listening to the vendors, as well as collecting short survey responses from the people living around the market neighborhood. This was envisioned to help give parents who are unfamiliar with their neighborhood market a primer of sorts before they actually went. Testing with the vendors also changed the level of involvement they had in the activity, where they initially had to stamp the child's card, but it proved to be a bit intrusive and cumbersome for vendors with wet and raw food. These user tests and feedback culminated in the refinement of MyMARKIT, an activity kit to rediscover our local wet markets.